Hmm.
Things to remember. Give me just
Yeah,
one
what the
second.
fuck was happening?
We're about to kill. Something's about to try and kill us.
Nice, I'm gonna kill them all.
I mean, I specifically booked a holiday so that I wouldn't have to deal with this shit. I, ca- I
Oh yeah, that backfired, didn't it? Yes, last time out, you initially tried to take a rest following your arrival in Jakrash and the battles you were in with the strange little bog troll creatures and the lovely decaying decrepit unicorn type creature. However, you were disturbed quite quickly during your rest by the sound of some approaching wargs with orcs mounted on them. This gave way to a combat where Carl, against all odds
Uh,
and his own stats and just the lore of how dice rolls should work, um, basically dexteritied his way all around the combat,
I did.
surfing aboard wargs, killing their riders, and then most amazingly of all, using your shockingly bad animal handling to befriend a warg. And gaining a new animal companion for however long that lasts. You did then take a rest before heading. You decided to head. Uh, oh no, via Elwyn actually. Elwyn was able to commune with the warg and was able to understand through the sort of limited amount of conversation or communications that the orcs, not just the ones you would encounter, but like their larger group that they sort of came from, had been hunting some two-legged furry creatures in the forest. So you decided to head in that direction. When you got there, you spent a little bit of time looking for any kind of tracks or anything. You didn't find any tracks, but you did find some torn clothing, like a piece of coloured cloth. You followed some footsteps nearby into the forest, eventually encountering a feminine furbolg, who seemed was entirely aware of your approach and seemed kind of not particularly intimidated or surprised in any way to see you. She mentioned the orcs in the forest. In particular, mentioned what she called black sun ogres. These particular breed of ogres, which sort of work for the orcs. It would seem they have these sort of magical arcane tattoos, sort of not even necessarily tattooed on them, more sort of carved into their skin. Just these runes that sort of glow. And she mentioned that some of them were approaching pretty quickly. Your group told her that you would ambush them and attempt to take them out. And she kind of, in no real great sense of panic, told you, sort of wished you luck and just disappeared into the forest. You could see approaching three of these large ogres, just judging from these glowing sort of runes carved into their skin, perfectly kind of match the description she provided. You all took up some positions in the tree and the brush around this sort of path through the forest. Made a stealth check to some degree of success. And Elwyn also cast snare and just laid that down on the path, and that was where we left things to pick up. I could give you the choice of whether to take individual stealth results or as a group, but seeing as even the highest amongst you rolled pretty shocking, I don't think it's going to matter much.
New session, new roles, right? That's how that works.
Sure. Yeah, so we pick up with you all sort of taking up your positions. Some of you slightly stealthy, some of you not remotely stealthy. Carl obviously has his warg friend. And Elwyn casts snare and brought in a saber-toothed tiger as well.
I climbed a tree.
Yes, you did. I believe that was
I'm up a
correct.
tree.
And you did so extremely quietly and stealthily.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah. Just want to grab one thing. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so you all sort of take up your positions quietly. These ogres just walk down along, and as you can sort of get a bit of a see it. Obviously, you're under cover, and it's sort of deep into the night, so it's pretty dark. But those of you that have got dark vision can get a pretty good sight of them as they're sort of coming down. And they stand tall. They stand 7.5, 8 feet tall. Any of you are going to look up to them, but it's not even just their height. It's their size and the size of the musculature, and even as you look at the shoulders, it's almost like the shoulders rise up above the heads themselves. Just this real, just almost like a rectangular shape up off the ground, just pure muscle. And they have these long blades, which you can see. They just sort of, the blades are, it's not even practical to sort of sheath them. They just sort of carry them and we're sort of leaned up against their shoulders. The one furthest forwards does step forward and doesn't seem aware of your snare, Elwyn. He will make it's a dex save, I believe, isn't it? Oh, it's not. Oh, yes, it is. I was looking at the check to. Yeah, it's a dex saving throw. What's your spell DC? You might be muted. I don't know.
15.
15. Cool.
I was trying to find it. It's been a while since I looked, buddy.
Yeah, that's fair. So yeah, it makes a dex save. Makes a dex save. He does have an advantage on that because that is a magical effect. But he does fail it. So he comes walking down the path, and all of a sudden your magical snare just grasps around his leg, and the rope just sort of lifts him up into the air. Even at his size, he gets taken up. He's suspended about 3 feet up in the air, and becomes restrained. As that happens, we will go into initiative. You're better at initiative than you are at stealth. That's not too bad at all. Other than Arthur again.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Well, you're up a tree.
I am up a tree. They have to come to me.
Cool. Elwyn, you are top of initiative. So yeah, this immediately kicks off as that snare just grasps around the massive sort of ankle of this creature and just whips it up, lifts it, suspends it 3 feet off the ground. And it's your turn.
Bonus action. Starry form of the archer.
Yeah.
Anyway. Misses. And I will start firing some arrows at I've marked the right one, yeah. One just behind him. Oh, I didn't sharpshooter.
That's cool. I'll allow you that one sharpshooter and put that extra on.
I do it before every shot.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm not
Yes.
too fussed about it going through.
Alright. No, damage got through. Okay, I will use it again.
Mm-hmm.
And my next shot.
Nice, yeah, both go through.
And I'll stay here.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nix, what would you like to do?
I want to not misfire. I can barely see anything, by the way. So.
Yeah, it's a forest and it's dark, deep at night, and you're all trying to hide.
All I can see is a green circle and me.
Yeah, there are the others.
Green circle's a trap, by the way.
Yeah, shoot the green circle.
Am I supposed to shoot the green circle? Is there something in the green circle?
There is a creature suspended above that. I mean, even
I can just see the people.
I say you should be able to see them still. They shouldn't be invisible to you, Cormac.
Oh, I haven't zoomed in enough. Okay. I thought it was part of the background. Okay, I can see it now. If I shoot it, will it like drop down?
No, not unless you specifically try to shoot at the rope or something. No.
I don't want to shoot at the rope, but I'm gonna shoot.
Yeah. Nice.
Can I use sneak attack?
Yeah, you got advantage on the. Yeah, he's restrained, so you've got advantage
I
on
forgot
it.
that's how it works.
It will only offer you the choice if it's eligible. Yeah, it hits 18 damage. Yeah, it won't. It should only offer you the chance if you actually fulfill any of the requirements for it.
I'll shoot it again then.
Yeah, sure. Nice. Pretty good. Yeah, another 11 damage goes through. Anything else to you next?
No, it's my turn.
Okie dokie. In that case, it is your warg.
Yeah, and I don't know how it's not particularly intelligent, is it?
It has an intelligence of 7.
Oh, okay, it's pretty
I've seen
intelligent.
worse.
Where's its
Protection
move?
Carl.
It's pretty close. Although actually, it's not. It's more intelligent than I am wise, almost. At the moment, Carl is trying to hold the warg back. So unless the warg wants to disobey, the warg is growling and trying to kind of getting ready to jump. He's going to hold an action if he can do that. I don't know if he can do that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
If one of the big things gets within mauling distance, then it will attack it.
Yeah.
And that's it. He's going to wait until
No worries.
we know what's happening.
You are up then, Carl.
Yeah. Meanwhile, so I am going to pretty much do the same thing, except there's a bonus. That's an action. So keeping control of my emotions and on the hope of setting fire to something so we can see it better, I am going to cast a firebolt into the distance.
Nice. You don't see it there.
That's a shame. So it just sort of just flies off, and that's it. I've got no real bonus actions, and I'm not gonna move yet. So that will do. So I'm just using my bonus action to kind of keep the warg back, and trying to see what's going on.
That makes sense. John.
Yeah, I am going to. I'm casting lightning bolt. I just need to double check that I can actually hit them from there. If not, I have to move further. Oh no! I'm on my laptop and I can't scroll with enough control.
There's a lightning bolt coming somewhere, but we don't know where.
Oh no!
If you right click, I can place it down if that helps.
I just right clicked, but I don't think that helped.
Put it down anywhere you want. It's fine, and once it's down, I can.
Okay. 1 second, I've got to find it again.
Yeah, I'm good.
It's a bit hard to tell, but if you fire it backwards, I think you can get both Artur and Nix.
Or awkwardly, if he does it differently, he can get the warg, me, you, and Pepper.
That's also true.
Well, we are in a forest. So doing things backwards makes it easy.
Goes without saying, really,
Ooh.
doesn't it? You have to.
I'm
Oh,
hoping to
that's
hit
a
all
good
three.
roll.
I'm not sure if I can hit all three. If I can hit all three,
That
I'll
does
try
hit
to.
all three. Yeah.
Okay, great. There you
Bloody good roll.
D6 30.
go. I'm going to sort of just run back a little bit.
Nice. There's a
Ooh.
pass and 2 fails in there, so one of them takes 15, the other 2 take 30 each.
Boom.
That is a very solid roll.
They have advantage.
They do.
We know these guys are like magic enhanced somehow, right?
Okay.
We found that out.
So am I.
Yeah, and you can see these glowing runes on their bodies, giving them
Yeah.
this sort of faint orange glow. Yeah.
Giving them something akin to magical resistance or whatever it is.
Seems that way.
I don't like it. I'm going to stab one.
That's me.
That's it for you, yeah? Nice.
Yep.
Nice. Elwyn, your saber-toothed tiger.
Chomp.
Oh, he's going to circle around, so he moved 20 feet towards it, by the way.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
like a little border. So he's going to claw attack this one. Does that hit?
It does.
On a hit, if Tiger moves 20 feet towards a creature and hits with a claw attack at the same time, the
Strength
target
save?
must see a DC 14 strength save or be
Oh,
knocked prone.
He's going to make that, surely.
Yeah.
These things are fucking pure muscle.
Tiger can make a bite attack against it as a bonus action if he's done the 20 feet thing. Or...
Only if it's prone.
Only if it's prone.
Yeah.
Okay. Thought that sounded quite cool. That did it. Knock him prone and chomp on him.
Yeah,
That's
knock
it
them
then.
down, yeah.
I guess
He's
he only gets one
bloodied.
go.
Nice. That same ogre is up next. Yeah, so what's the range on that? Yeah, it's cool. That same ogre, the saber-toothed tiger bites up and sort of takes this, sort of just swings its claws over it. And sort of as it does, you can see the ogre almost sort of brace itself and just prevents being pushed back and knocked back by the strength of that saber-toothed tiger. And then it just it utters this guttural sound. Who amongst you speaks giant?
You.
Just Elwyn, is it?
Alwyn learned giant to
Yeah.
read a note. I spent a
Oh,
whole
of course you did.
level up just to do that one thing,
You did indeed.
and now it seems useful.
Yeah, you excuse me. You're the only one that recognizes the language as it speaks out, and it just sort of, there's not even much menace in it. It just sort of growls. It just says Fakuga. And as it does, you see the runes on its chest just they actually begin to almost like pulse. And the saber-toothed tiger and Carl
Oh,
can each make for me a Constitution save.
Ooh.
do I get? No, I don't think I do.
Do you want me to do it manually for the tiger?
Yeah, if you can, yeah.
Save and throw.
Yes.
Ooh.
Nice. Carl and the
Ow.
tiger each take 28 necrotic damage.
It's
Just it just says, like I said, there's no menace away. Just says Fakuga, and while the runes on his chest just glows, and it's almost, Carl, you can feel it. It's almost like you feel a little bit of your life force almost just being sucked out of your body towards that creature, almost as if the rune is like sucking in some of your life from you.
jeepers. That's not good.
Nice. This other ogre here, it steps around its companion there. As it does, it just swings. That giant, I suppose you could compare it for its size to a great sword to one of you. Just swings this massive blade down towards the saber-toothed tiger. And hits it for 26 damage, killing the tiger.
Well, it got us a turn.
Yeah, it's mainly there to be more of a thing.
And then it just stomps forwards a little bit in this direction. Arthur.
Well, this will be fun, right? It's all good, I'm sure. I don't like this. I guess. I mean, it's up to you. How high up a tree am I?
7 foot?
Oh, fucking hell. Okay.
You can jump from there.
You'd think, wouldn't you?
Just run along the branches and just leap.
I am in full plate.
Well, the branch will bend down then. It'll be fine.
You got wings there.
Well, that's what I'm just thinking. I didn't want to waste them, but I think I have to. Yeah, so I will bonus action. Yeah, I'll bonus action and use my celestial revelation to to kind of sprout out the wings, draw the sword. Everything starts glowing a little bit, and I'm just trying to check. Getting flying speed equal to my walking speed, which is bullshit.
Is this the first time you've seen your wings?
It might be the first time you've seen them. No. Oh yes, it is, because you weren't at the top of the lighthouse
No.
because you'd vanished. That would have been the last time I used them.
Okay, in which case, your wings appearing gets a Luminek. Didn't know you could do that for me.
And
The
and
escalation
I
in
will.
John's life is amazing.
It's good, isn't it? I will, as I do that, as part of that kind of, I guess, to add to it, I'm going to cast haste on myself.
Okay.
Because that went really well last time. And yeah, doubles my speed, +2 to my AC, advantage on dex saves, and then I'm going to fly.
So you're
I have
using
6.
Celestial Revelation as well?
Yes, it's Celestial Revelation. Yeah, I couldn't find the thing on there for that. Is it just
It's right at the
this
top
one?
of your.
Or is it?
Celestial- top of your.
Ha Look at that. Oh. I have a flying speed of 60 feet. Wow. So yeah, I will fly 45. Oh, collides with a wall apparently. Sure. I get to here.
Yeah, I
Trees.
think I put walls
That'll
beside
do.
these trees, but they don't need to be there. To be fair.
I will fly that way, and I'm about, yeah, I'm like 5 feet off the ground still as I'm doing this. And as my hasted action, will just take an attack against this guy.
Yeah.
With my sword. And I'm gonna burn a. Oh, let's Revelation add extra damage. Yes, and use the Divine Smite. Second level.
Oh, these fucking sound effect things.
I did wonder where that came from.
I messed around with some animation stuff. I think it's like added sound effects. I need to go and turn them all off because they do my head in, but it'll take too long to do right now. Unless people want them, but personally I find it quite irritating.
No, it's not something I need. What was that? 1d8 plus 5 plus 1d8 plus 2 plus 1d8 radiant plus 4 radiant plus 3d8 radiant. That is a crap roll for that, really. Cool. And that is everything I can do.
Yep.
I'm going to skirt round this guy to the other end, like the other side of him here with my last 10 feet of movement. Just to see what happens.
Nice. Okie dokie. Right, this guy is restrained. He can try to break out of a dex saving throw. So he is going to do that at the end of his turn. There's nothing else. Oh, actually, here's stuff he can do. Yeah, there is, yeah, because he's got some ranged options, to be fair, and that is that. Except I can't seem to select any tokens.
He's not allowed to do it. That's fine.
Okay, that's reasonable. The hell? Let me try changing scenes very quickly.
Maybe because he's restrained and he's upside down.
I literally can't select any tokens. It's time to refresh the page. Excuse me. That's better. Cool. Yeah, so on his turn, he will on Arthur and Carl. He will again, just the same again. You hear that he just calmly, even though he's been hung upside down currently by the snare, he just Fakuga, and again that rune glows slightly on his chest, and that's gonna get a con save from both of you.
Oh.
Nope. Same roll as last time.
Nice. We'll check your concentration. 28 damage to Carl, necrotic damage.
Necrotic damage, which, just to check, I cannot react to with absorb elements because it's not acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder.
Yes.
Gotta be like me, mate. Be an Asima, be resistant to it.
I would have been if I could have absorbed elements on it. Fucking. This is what you get if you try and rely on magic to save you.
Magic's bullshit, mate.
That is not a lot of hit points.
Swords time.
28 to Carl, only 7 to Arthur, and Arthur passes the con save as well. Yeah, this ogre, even suspended upside down, just seems quite calm as it just sort of mutters that. And at the end of its turn, it will make an attempt to break the snare again. It's a dex save. No, that's not enough. It remains restrained. Elwyn, it is your turn.
Alan was about to fire his little spell, and he's looking at Carl, looking a bit weak.
I mean, I'm hoping someone else is going to come out and try and fight these guys, because otherwise they're all just going to pile on me and I will die.
Carl is looking quite angry.
I'm gonna go, bloody hell, Carl, what are you doing, old man? And I'm gonna touch him in bonus action, healing word.
Nice.
Oh, I don't need to touch him. I just have to be a certain distance.
But you can if you want.
Yeah, it's 60 feet for healing word, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm gonna go and touch him for no reason.
Oh, he'll like it.
Nice.
I like that. Yeah, that's okay.
It's the best you can roll.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move back a bit. Oh, see the one I've bloodied. Just start shooting again.
Yeah.
And again.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Damn it.
I was shooting Carl as well then.
Yeah, he deserves it.
I was going to count it as well. Is that a few, Owen?
Yeah, that's it.
Nix.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm going to spend my first attack to reload because apparently I didn't do that. There we go. And then I'll shoot this one again.
Nice.
Well, Mac, are you ever going to use one of your trick shots?
Never. They're overrated.
No. Yeah, I feel like...
Did you use your first one to reload then?
Yeah.
It's fine. You can reload between combats. Like, you've had a long rest since you last used your gun, so I've just set it so you've got 3 ammo left currently.
Oh, okay.
A shot. Take another shot.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable to assume that a gunslinger reloads between combats unless there's no break.
Wonder if there's a thing you can set up that literally, at whenever his character sheet rolls initiative, it just reloads his gun.
It's not a bad idea. Or at the end of combat, when combat ends, if he's just reloads his gun.
Nice. Yeah, you hit with both.
Nice.
Grit points are for the weak, though.
Yeah, I
Anything
mean,
else?
imagine
Yeah.
that.
Nah, nothing else.
Thing is, they add damage as well, though, so they are worth doing.
Yeah, I don't understand what any of them do because I used one of them one time and I didn't realize what it did and I used it wrong. So yeah, I'm just scared.
Right.
Would you like to sit down at some point and we can work out what they do, Cormac?
Sure. Yeah.
So Carl has let go of the warg's collar or neck, and so the warg is going to charge sort of there. I'm not going to attack the one that's hanging up. Actually, yes, he is. He is going to attack the one that's hanging up.
Nice. Yeah, you get advantage.
With lovely. That's alt for advantage, isn't it?
It should be automatic where it's restrained.
I
Yeah.
should be, let's find out. It's a bite. That's that.
Yeah.
Oh, 5 damage.
Big damage. That's literally the worst damage you could have rolled. Who won?
Yeah. Oh, full damage on the same. Interesting. Oh, yeah. I don't know what happens on the strength when he bites him.
Technically, he's knocked prone, but
Yeah, that's going to be hard work.
I'm going to say, yeah.
I think he's just got that was one action. I think that's some total of what he's going to do.
Yeah.
But he's hopefully distracting him.
I'm going to let him die. Carl.
Hello. let die. I'm going to come and rescue him. Right, I would like to rage
Yeah.
because I don't like taking full damage. And then, oh, yeah.
Nice.
That's really cool. That's
Oh.
really, really cool.
That's nice. And if I can, God, do I go for the one that's in a bag, or do I go for the one that Artur's fighting? No, I think we'll go separately for now.
Yeah, the snare won't get set
Oh.
off again if you step in it, right?
No.
It's already triggered, isn't it?
Is he big enough that if I'm stood where I've just put Carl, I will actually be able to hit him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't quite tell. Oh yeah, no, that does. Right, lovely. So I've already raged. There is nothing else I can do. Hit him with the sword.
Come on. Yes.
Nice.
Well, that's a hit.
Fucking hell. Big swings.
And that didn't include the 1d6 force damage either. Oh no, it's when I get hit.
Yeah.
When I get hit. Oh, cool, lovely. And then I will attack him again with my second attack.
Yeah.
That'll do. That's me done.
Pretty good going.
Me and my pet fighting side by side. Lovely.
John.
Yeah. I think I'm going to sort of step out. How much metal are these guys wearing?
Sorry.
How much metal are they wearing?
How much metal are they wearing? They do have some metal shoulder plates on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to choose. Well, I can choose the guy that's behind.
Yeah.
This guy in the back, because I'm going to assume that the other guy, everyone else got the other ones, and I'm going to cast heat metal.
Nice.
And then I said, also, I think.
These are so going for next time. Sorry. Yeah, he takes the was it 5 fire damage from that? Yeah. And yeah, he passed it, so he does. Yeah. Anything else for you? Have I lost everybody?
I'm still
No.
here.
Go there.
Charlie is muted.
Sorry, are we talking to me?
Yeah, I didn't have anything else for your turn.
No, sorry, I just said I was done.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm gonna stay out a bit more in the open, but I'm gonna keep concentration on that guy and leave it as it is.
Sweet. Okie dokie, that's cool. Right, it is his turn next, that same one. He will... Yeah. He looks over in Carl and John's direction, and again, just speaks out in giant, once again, the same. And you see that rune just start to glow on his chest. And you'll each make a con save.
I know in this case he's too far away, but do I get the impression that that feels like a spell being cast?
No, it is not a spell.
Oh. Fucking Mage Slayer. Never get to use it.
Which does 24 necrotic damage to each. It is a concentration check for John.
Oh, ouch! But apparently I passed that. So that's
Yeah,
okay.
you maintain that. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a lot of damage though.
it is. Carl is over 100 hit points, but he is pretty low right now.
I am, yep. Painfully low.
And then that same one will just stomps forwards in this direction, goes around here, and just comes up alongside you, Carl, and just sort of stands over you. And as that room glows, you can almost feel some of your life force being. It's like you can physically feel it being sucked in the direction of the rune. He just sort of stands over you, just growls this foul, just disgusting breath in your face.
Wait.
This one here will swing his great sword at Arthur.
Hi.
Which is a miss.
Oh, I like that sound effect.
And a miss. That one's less egregious than some of the
That
other
one's
ones.
fine. That one made just a clinky clanky noise because he hit my armor.
Yeah, some of them are horrific. I will definitely make that not so horrific for next time. Yeah, so he does that. That is all that one is gonna do. And that makes it your turn.
Me? And I even
You.
kept concentration on this?
You did.
Amazing. Well, this guy's looking the least injured out of the three, right? Because he's only wounded.
Yes.
So that feels like, to me, he is well worth a good old channel divinity. I will utter a vow of enmity against him to gain advantage on all attack rolls against him. And then I swing my sword at him.
Yeah.
Is this... It's not automated, right? Vow of enmity?
No, it isn't actually.
Cool. So... Oh.
My apologies.
That's okay. I'll forgive you. Some crap rolls. I'll drop my extra damage on that, and I'll drop a second level smite. Ooh. And then I'll hit him again. Ooh, not like that. I won't.
When you miss with that next attack, you take the swing at him. And this time he just steps as you take the swing. He just steps back just very slightly, and then this backhand with the weapon, his offhand without the greatsword, just slaps the backhand at you and just hits you with it. Can you make a dex save?
No.
Nice, yeah. You take the backhand, just smashes up against you, but again, just sort of hits against your arm, and you stand strong. You don't get knocked down by that.
Yay! I hit him again with my hasted action.
Yeah.
Double 15s. That is a terrible roll again. I think this is my last second level spell. It is. I'll go first level. Oh, he's still not dead. That was a lot of damage in one turn. And he's
Right,
not
show off.
dead.
3 different
No,
colours.
it's just he's only bloodied.
All 3 of them are just bloodied, although at different levels.
That's like 60 something damage.
Don't worry, the warg's still alive.
And am I right in thinking he's done a reaction to do that?
Yes.
Was it a reaction for him
Yeah.
to slap me?
It was.
Oh, but do I want to move or do I just stay here? Carl looks like he's potentially in a bit of trouble, but I know if I get slapped too hard, I'll just stop doing anything for 2 turns. So I'm gonna stay where I am.
Okay. Cool. That suspended one. Even with Carl up against him, sort of slashing away at him, stays relatively calm to this creature. Doesn't yelp out in pain or anything. It just sort of is down there still. And again, it just looks in your direction and just growls those same words again, Carl.
Doesn't make a roll to actually activate this, does he?
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
And yeah, this time the rune on his chest glows again, and Artuit and Carl, if you can each make a Constitution
Con save, yeah.
Do I want to make the Constitution save? It's been 24 points of damage each time. I can take 24. I will
It's 18 this time, if it helps.
roll the dice. Yay!
Nice, both pass.
Oh, fuck off.
There
Oops.
goes the waste.
Glad I didn't walk round to
Glad
the
you
other
got
side.
out of combat range.
Then at the end of his turn, he gets another opportunity to try and get out of this this snare. And fails yet again.
If he got out of the snare, would he end up prone?
Yeah, I think probably yes. I think that is a reasonable assumption, especially where it's holding them up in the air. Elwyn.
Kill him, Owen.
Okay. I will start off with my archery thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for a different one. I'll do the suspended guy first.
Nice.
Now I will start with my bow and arrow.
Boom.
That's how it's done.
That's how it's done.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh, yep.
I suppose it's up to you,
And
Elwyn,
then-
if the snare keeps him suspended in the air or not.
Yeah, I just want his corpse there flapping around.
Yeah, nice.
And I feel like, who's in a worse? Do I know what the haste looks like from Altair when he suddenly looks dead and he can't move anymore?
Um,
I mean, you can't see my face, so probably not.
yeah, that's a fair
I,
point, I guess, yeah.
I feel like Carl's in more danger then, so I'll do my next attack.
I'd agree.
I'm inclined to agree, yeah.
I'll do that.
Oh, doesn't.
Even with me not able to take actions, I'm still pretty beefy.
And that's my go done.
Nice. Nyx.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I'm back. Not
You're
back.
back?
I've always been here, but yeah.
Well, Shane.
If I was to shoot this, what's the chance of it dying? How
100%.
bloody does it look?
If you do enough damage.
The same goes if you shoot Carl. If you do enough damage, he'll probably die as well.
That
Yeah, but
is
Carl's
true.
Carl.
I mean, they
Probably.
both of the ones that are still alive have taken a fair amount of damage. You can see like there's some wounds opened across their bodies where they've been attacked.
I mean, to be fair, if you want to guarantee a kill, then yeah, I'd go for me.
Wait, are you close to dying?
No.
What would I shoot you then? I'll shoot this one, I guess.
Yeah.
I haven't misfired yet.
No.
Mhm.
Might be 2 combats in a row without a misfire.
Nice.
I'm risking it. Okay, that's fine. I saw a 2 and I thought it was going to land on it. I was going to start crying. I'm fine.
You're
Okay,
fine.
okay.
Anything else for you?
No.
Okay. The warg is up.
Right. Yeah. The warg turns to the one there, attempting to kill it or possibly distract, and will bite it, and misses. So that's great.
As he misses, again, which one were you targeting? The one next to
above,
Arthur? Yeah.
the one next to Arthur.
He just again he sort of senses as the warg jumps up and he just swings around again with just that backhand towards the warg. Oh no, I tell a lie. He totally doesn't have a reaction. Ignore me.
totally he's already done it.
I'm a bad man.
Right, and that's
That was it for the
the.
walk, isn't it? Yeah.
Does the warg want to move? No, the warg doesn't really want to move. Right. Okay. So, Carl attacks this one. First attack. Is a miss. The second attack.
He does have his reaction, that one.
Oh, okay.
So he will backhand you.
I think I get advantage on dexterity saves.
Nice.
Or no, it's strength saves. No, I don't. It's strength saves.
Okay.
Do you not get advantage against dex saves for things you can see? Is that not a barbarian thing?
Oh, that could be a barbarian thing. Hang on, I was. Let me just check.
Typical danger sense.
Advantage on strength
Something like
saving
that.
throws while raging. Danger sense. Yeah, reckless attack. I could be reckless attacking. Danger sense. Yes, I do. Dexterity. Advantage on dexterity saving throws. Yes.
Yeah.
So I will press the little green button there.
Nice. You're all good.
Okay. And then my second attack is going to be reckless.
Yep.
Yep. Ooh.
Nice. Big damage.
And then I'm going to action surge.
Ooh.
And then I'm going to attack it again recklessly. And then I'm going to attack it again recklessly, but this time I'm going to roll a 19.
Okay.
Or is it an 18? It's an 18. So how do I do that, Mr. DM?
Oh yeah, you've got portent, haven't you?
I've got portent.
Make an attack with advantage, and we'll hope that it's a hit. Oh no, I've got the. It doesn't matter. I forgot. There's actually a way to do this, isn't there, Jake?
Yeah, although the buttons disappeared for me, so I don't know if you've got the module turned off.
Oh, I might have turned it off when you were
you
no longer
killed
with
me.
us. Yeah, when I killed you. Yes. You do slice him down, Carl.
I do slice him down, and so as an action surge, I've got to move as well, haven't I? In fact, do I get another bonus action?
It's just the action.
Just the action. Oh, that's rubbish, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah, shit.
That I don't really need to move yet. So yeah, that'll do. 2 things dead. Fine.
Nice. John.
Yeah. The guy who heat metal is dead, right?
Yes. Yeah, he is.
Yeah. God damn it. Why is everyone so efficient at killing these ogres? I'm gonna go there.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna see how the fight is going, i.e. quite well actually, and do a lightning attack and miss. But I get extra attack, so I'll do it again.
Yeah.
And miss.
Oh.
Apparently shoot art here.
Yeah, I'm counting that.
And that's it.
Okay. On this guy's turn, it's not looking great, but let me just double check one thing. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, he watches the lightning as these 2 lightning blasts shoot towards him, both just sort of slightly off the side of him. He just looks back in your direction, and then Carl and John again. You just see him just silently again. Fakuga. Force a con save.
I'm getting used to it now.
They're also getting lower and lower numbers. I wonder if it's done off their remaining hit points or something.
And this concentration save is obviously for nothing because
Oh, that's your heat metal's actually gone anyway, hasn't it? Yeah.
it's actually gone, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was like nearly 30 damage when they were uninjured, and now it's only 13.
Mm. Yeah, could be.
Mysterious. And then he speaks the word, and again that rune just glows in his chest. And then he just turns back to you, Artir, and looks at you. And again, the same way the other one just towered over Carl. He sort of towers over you.
Good luck. I'm floating 5 feet in the air.
And he moves his face in towards you. And he almost whispers to you, and you hear this sort of growling sound. You do not speak giant.
Correct.
It's your turn.
I just take in what he says, like really, really think about it for 6 seconds, and I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
You're just gonna say that's really interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
You have a point.
Done.
You do nothing.
I can't.
Hasted.
Oh, you dropped the
Haste
haste,
dropped.
didn't you? Of course you did. Yeah.
However, I now have a reaction back because my turn's over. So if he moves away, I'm gonna smack him.
Elwyn, it's your turn. Nice.
Yeah, boy. Oof.
Anything else for you, Elwyn? I'm going to take that as a no.
No, not for me.
Okay.
Sorry, I keep muting myself on my
Nah,
little headset while I was
You're all
munching.
good, man. Nix.
Oh, Nix! Finish him off! Here comes the misfire.
I don't know what to do. I'm gonna shoot him, I guess, frankly, but if I don't give him, be okay. Never mind. Is there anything that I should do?
Kill the
This fire?
ogre. Bam, bam, bam. Kapow, kapow.
Yeah, shoot an ogre in the brain.
Kaboom.
I pressed reload pepper box.
Correct.
Yep, I agree.
You still have an attack.
Yeah, I did. I'm just. Oh, I did. There you go. I think. There we go.
Kaboom.
What? Why is so much stuff happening now?
I'm so confused.
That's not what I pressed. I pressed pepper box.
Oh, well done with the action surge.
You've used it.
Yeah. You
What?
get another attack now.
Do I? Okay. Sure, we'll go with this, I guess. So confused.
Nice.
Is it enough?
It's not enough to kill it. You still
Can I
have.
get enough?
If you've action surged, you've actually got 2 attacks, Cormac.
Sure, on action side then. 2
'Cause
more
you-
attacks or 2.
Well, yeah, because you reloaded then action surged, right? When you could have actually reloaded and attacked.
Yeah. So I get another attack, right?
You've got an action left, which gives you 2 attacks. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. You
Oh.
take the second shot. You take the first shot, and it pierces into the back of this just chunk of muscle, and he still just stays almost face to face up with you, Artery, just growling. And even as that's happening, he just carries on, just whispering in your direction in Giant. Artery, Nixor, you take a moment, you take the second shot, bang! This time hits right in the back of the neck. Artery, you see where the bullet actually just pierces slightly out through the side of the neck, and he stops whispering at this point. Can you make a Constitution save for me, Artery?
Me? I don't want to do that. Save Constitution.
You are resistant to necrotic damage, aren't you?
Correct.
That's good. Yeah, as I say, he was just staring at you, just doing this whisper, and then as that second one hits, that rune on his chest just sparks a light, and there is almost like a burst of necrotic energy bursts out of him, and heads towards you, Arthur. With your resistance, you take 30 hit points of damage.
Oh, State Cormac, what'd you do that for?
The whispering just stops as he just slumps down onto his knees and then just falls at your feet.
Oh, that hurt.
That was painful. I'm
Loving. Was he whispering to you?
So that was 60 points of damage. It would have been.
What was he whispering to you?
I try and mimic what he was saying as best I can.
Yeah, you can attempt to mimic it. You can make I think it's probably just intelligence, right?
Oh, okay.
I'm not trying to think of it. I don't think there's a more
Do
appropriate skill, to be honest.
but
I don't think this is performance. I would go off intelligence, personally.
I'm shit at both.
Well, that's fine then.
Oh, ja bum da. That's what he said.
Yeah,
That's exactly it.
Artery gives you back sort of gestures, or says back to you approximation of what he heard, what was whispered. But even with you're pretty fluent in Giant, Elwyn, and trying to piece together from these sounds, you don't really get anything. No.
Olga.
Do we search these bodies and see if there's anything on them?
Oh.
Yeah, you can do. They have no kind of storage, anything like that. Each of them has that, like I say, that sort of just lump of metal almost. It's almost like a massive butcher's axe. Probably impractical for any of you to use. But there's nothing in terms of like storage, pockets, clothing, other than that the armor they have. There's sort of nothing on them at all.
Take a look at the tattoos or the engravings on the skin or whatever. You said there was something in the middle, a sigil in the chest.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
I'm going to take a look at that and use the arcane knowledge that I've learned as well. See if I can tell anything about it.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll tell you what I will get you to do, in fact, Carl. If you make for me a Arcana check.
Lovely.
Oh, look at that.
I was not really listening.
You've seen these. So these, as you're closer, you can see they're not even tattoos. They are carvings. This is where flesh has been cut open, and having a look at it, possibly these same carvings made into the flesh multiple times. These are like quite deep and heavily scarred. You can see with the scar tissues like reformed around it in places. There is still a faint glow to that one in the center of the chest, even as they lay dead on the ground. it is in the shape. What you can recognise, this is clearly an approximation of the sun. And it's kind of split between the carving on the chest and also being drawn onto the armor. So where the armor is, it's almost like it fits really nicely
Nice.
with the carving itself. And you can even see on the actual armor portion there is like some actual like there's like a on the art on the picture like almost like rays coming off of the sun.
I will take a dagger, and I'm going to, from the one that was tied up, I think, I'm going to take the area of skin around that sort of central carving.
Horrific.
Might be useful.
That's cool. As you're sort of having a look, you can see like I say, there's like scar tissue around all these runes, and the runes aren't just on the chest; they're on like the arms and the legs. It's kind of any exposed flesh have got them on, but in particular, that one on the chest, it's almost like the flesh around it almost looks like seared, or almost burnt. It looks like, I mean, this looks like it would be very painful to have on you.
Yeah, I can see that. While I'm doing that, or after I've done it and we're walking along, Carl will be thinking a little bit about that and thinking about the tattoos that he started to get on his arms from when the magic's surging through and he appears under the skin. He's trying to capture that. I wonder if carving would be more effective.
You thinking of getting some?
Jesus.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I've started getting tattoos, so
When?
look back at, listen to the things in Z's hometown. I got some.
Oh, I was not.
Dead.
Yeah, I was literally dead when that was
Oh
happening.
yeah, but yeah, it's when Carl rages, the wild magic kind of shows through under the skin in little flashes.
Well, that's
and
cool.
he's been trying to remember that, and then starting to get it tattooed. Maybe trying to control it.
Makes sense.
Seemed like a good idea. But yeah, maybe engraving. Cool. They were hardcore.
Yeah.
If we have to fight more than the
it's
three
tough.
of them.
Walk survived.
Yeah, they are the elite of the group, right? Of this.
Yeah, they're the ones that's
Right.
designed to be pretty tough. So
Yeah, well, hopefully if there's only three of them in the entire warband, then we're fine.
How many do they normally get in war bands?
Don't know.
I've studied the orc
Yeah, you're the orc expert.
groups. Would I know that they would carry more than 3 blood mages, or I think that's what they're called, or black sun ogres?
These I don't. You've never encountered these before.
Have I heard rumours of how many per like covenant that they have together?
They tend to operate in small groups, sort of 2 to 4. But a tribe or a group of orcs could have a number of these sort of smaller groups with them, but they tend to operate in small numbers because they tend to be pretty overpowering. There's not many sort of potential encounters that pose them much of a threat. So they only need to operate in small numbers.
It would be fine.
Yeah, I guess what would you guys like to do in the aftermath of this?
Well, I can't remember what we was doing beforehand.
We were
Can you
chatting
remember?
to the furball.
We're heading
Yeah.
into the forest looking for orcs.
That furball disappeared, and then what were we doing before the furball?
We were hunting these mages.
We're hunting orcs. We're looking for some bloke's name that has
Kulgar, the
Kulgar.
leader
Kulgar.
of the orcs of Jakrash.
because
Oh yeah, right you are.
we're going to
Well,
take him.
I've taken a bit of a beating, so I wouldn't mind if I had a bit of a nap. But other than that, what's time? Is it midnight?
Yeah.
I would agree. I could do with a rest.
Didn't the thing say we could rest at a camp if we could find it?
I think that was suggested. Yeah.
She did mention that, yeah.
Can you find
Did
it,
she
old
say?
man?
Yeah, can I try and track the way she went?
Yeah, totally.
This is the Firbolg, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
You can have advantage of that because this is your favoured terrain.
I love it in these woods.
Yeah, you sort of go back to the spot where she was when you were initially talking to her. She was taking some sort of fungus and growth off some of the trees. You go around there. You can see your footprints. You see Carl's footprints, Arthur. But you can't see they like you know where she was stood. You know the tree she was stood below. And you see no kind of signs of life. There's none of the ground looks particularly disturbed there. There's no four-toed footprints. You sort of turn around trying to get a bearing. Even like you can see obviously you know the path. You followed some tracks into this area of the forest that led you to where it was. And despite your real confidence you are looking in the same area where you came in, you can see no tracks.
Look, Owen just does an Alan Partridge shrug.
Yes. I will get quickly everybody to make for me a perception check. Look at the size of this party.
Oh, even the war gets one.
Yeah, it's Carl's best friend now.
Is it a is it based on on hearing or smell?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Oh, he's going to click advantage then, I think. It's wisdom or perception checks. Perception check, hearing or smell.
Yeah.
Yeah. It all adds up.
Yeah, save for Pepper.
It's better than Carl. Ooh. Oh, okay. Pepper had to show off then.
Yeah, Elwyn, you're sort of knelt down checking this area. Like I say, you were sure this is the exact part. This isn't even where she was stood. This is where you followed the track that led you to this area initially. Then as you catch a scent just on the sort of the breeze as it's coming past. As you turn around, the same Firbolg is she's just sort of walking calmly towards you through part of the sort of underbrush of the forest. She quite calmly and almost a little disconnected maybe. She looks at you, Elwyn. She asks, "What are you doing?"
I was looking for you.
And you can almost see she stops for a second and looks at you, and she just says, I'm here. You've," and she looks over at the rest of the group, and she can see these three hulking bodies of the ogres. And she looks over in Carl's direction, and she says, "You did as you said. You hunted them." That's
Not sure it was hunting. They walked into us, but they're dead.
She stops for a second. Her head she spins her head over to the left and sort of looks into the forest. And she turns back to you and she says, "There are no more nearby. It should be safe now." And she gestures your group towards her and just turns and begins walking into the forest.
Let's follow.
Yeah.
Carl looks over at Elwyn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm following.
You follow her through the forest. She walks at a quite a decent pace as she sort of leads you through the forest. You follow her for close to 10 minutes. At which point she slows her pace a little, and she stops and turns around. It's the first time she spoke to you. She just turns her back and starts walking. And at this point, she turns back, and she steps forward. She points at you, Artir, and she says, "Follower of the Fanda, your presence will be most welcome here." And she turns around and sort of steps forward again and pulls aside a bit of sort of just where some of the trees sort of hanging down a little. And as she does, you can see ahead of you a relatively full of life campsite. You can see a number of furbolg in this area. There's a couple of sort of rudimentary tents set up. You can see there's some movement around. You can see around 8 to 10 furbolg sort of walking around, and she sort of gestures you to sort of come through, to come into this entrance. And as you do, you see some of the other furbolgs stop and look over in your direction. There is a slightly older looking, slightly shorter, still feminine, but a little shorter, a little hunched in the shoulders, furbolg that steps forward. And as each of you sort of walk into this sort of clearing, this campsite, she smiles and just nods silently at each of you. As you sort of walk past and enter Artir, she reaches out her hand, and she puts her hand onto your chest, almost onto the symbol of the Fanda. As she does, she smiles, and then she just withdraws her hand and just nods at you as you pass. The feminine furbolg who you spoke to previously, she walks over and she grabs it looks like a sort of a bucket collecting, or almost like a container collecting what looks like just natural rainwater, but you can see there's kind of like a filtration system in there. Pretty simple. It looks like it's just sort of a series of like leaves and various bits of sort of moss and growth. But you can see the water collected beneath it looks really clear, really like this isn't like dirty water just sitting on the forest. This is like quite nice looking. And she scoops both her hands down into it, sort of lifts them up almost, and just has like a handful of it, and she just holds it forward and gestures towards your group, almost sort of beckoning you to drink from the water in her hands.
I'll take it.
Yeah. You do. It very, very, yeah, like well filtered. It's nice. Doesn't seem to have any particular special properties. You don't become a furbolg, unfortunately. But yeah, you can see as you do that, John, she looks. There's clearly like a sense of her sort of just her facial reaction. This is clearly like quite an important gesture. She seems quite almost honoured that you've done that. And then she just opens her hands out and lets the rest of the water fall back into that container. And she looks around at the rest of the group and she says, "Please, be our guests. Help yourself to all the water you need." And then she just turns and walks over and begins talking. That elderly feminine furbolg, which smiled at each of you, she just walks over and begins talking to the other furbolg. And it's almost as if It's almost as if your presence is like no major deal to you. This is quite a strange situation. Each of you are face to face with furbolgs for the first time in any of your lives. These relatively secretive, not quite mythical creatures, but not particularly, certainly not a common creature. It's the idea of encountering a furbolg is extremely rare. And then to essentially be taken through a dark forest and just into this relatively serene looking campsite, very strange situation, but they just seem entirely kind of nonplussed by your being there. Doesn't even seem like it's that big of a deal to the rest of the group that you've arrived with. What would you all like to do?
Sit down and have a short rest if we can.
Yeah, definitely a short rest.
Yeah, there's absolutely a chance for a short rest.
I got slapped about a little bit there.
Oh, what?
Just put rolling dice all over my screen.
Sorry, that might be me.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's okay.
definitely me. Yeah, everyone, because I can see other people's dice as well. I'm also going to. I've realised. Well, John has realised that this whole adventure is just absolutely fucking wild. So fuck it, I'm just gonna start talking to any firebolgs that I can. Just need to roleplay it, but I just start chatting to them about anything. Find out a little bit more information about who they are, what they're about, whatever, how long they lived in the forest. You know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a lot of dice.
General small talk stuff. So as I say, like I won't bother. You can give us any information you like, but I won't bother role playing it. It's just
that's fine. Yeah. They, even as you sort of make conversation, they are entirely happy to talk to you, but there's the kind of no sense of wonder or awe or surprise or even it's not even like there's not even like a sense of curiosity at like who you are, why you're there. They all just seem entirely unfussed by your presence at all. But you're able to get a fair amount of conversation, John. Like they are entirely happy to talk and converse. They tell you they live in the forest. Their people always have done. Furbolgs, their home is the forest. They do mention the orcs in this area, which have been hunting them and making their time quite difficult. There is there's almost like a sense in as they talk about the orcs and this hunt. There's almost a like an undertone in the message of as if being hunted or being sort of on the move, trying to this seems like it is of no surprise or shock to them. They kind of act like this is. They speak about it as if it is the norm to be on the run, to be on the move, to be hunted. There's no kind of sense of. There's not really any kind of even a sense of urgency or fear. There's certainly a concern about the fact they're being hunted and searched for, but it sounds like this is just their day-to-day nature. Like this is nothing strange to them at all. Again, they never ask any questions about you. You ask plenty of questions. You ask about their situation, who they are, all this. But the questions are never returned. None of the furbolgs you speak to, they never ask who you are, John. They don't ask where you come from. They don't ask what you're doing there. Even it's like they have no. You're not irrelevant to them. They're talking to you. They're friendly. They are entirely personal, but they just seem to have no interest in you, if that makes sense. And any of you that sort of converse, they sort of none of the furbolgs approach any of you particularly, but as they sort of walk around this little camp area, they do sort of look at you. Some of them smile in your direction and sort of they greet you. Again, you're not unwelcome here, but you just don't bother them on any level.
they talk about the forest and what have you, living in the forest all the time.
Mm.
I mentioned kind of almost from like basic first principles. Like, well, we as a people, we tend to live in these villages, and villages are like these groups of, they're sort of like tents, but they're permanent, that kind of stuff. Do they, when I explain like we live in towns and villages, do they react to that whatsoever, or do they sort of go like and ignore me?
It's just, again, it's just like a disconnect. You could even if you can mention some places you've been, where you've come from, and it just doesn't register. Again, there's no register where they seem to recognise any places you name. Equally, they don't seem interested in learning about the places you name. They're not standoffish. They're not rude. They're just not interested.
Stone, don't they?
A bit like Warforge.
They're a bit like Warforged, yes, on some levels, yes.
Wait, Warforged was stoned this whole time?
I'd say nonplussed was pretty accurate at times.
Yeah, Carl does not feel comfortable here at all.
Like I put my arm around Carl and go, I reckon Zianella would like this sort of place.
Yeah. You could be right. There's something not right about them.
Do I know of any like plant or nature that would make them a bit like stoned?
Nothing. I mean, there are certainly various roots and plants that can have various kind of narcotic effects. You see no traces of anything around. You see them; they're not partaking in any particular diet that you can see or anything like that. It's almost as if they're just slightly disconnected from you.
Can I use once I've had a minute to kind of take my rest in that? Can I use my divine sense?
Yeah, totally.
See if I notice I want to say it's Faith Fiend and Undead, but let me just double check that before I. So if I see anything affected by the Hallow spell or the location of any celestial fiend or undead.
Nice. No reads for any of those. No.
There's nothing sus going on there.
They're not
Okay.
fiends. They're not undead. They're not celestials, and they're
not
not
hallowed.
Hallow spell.
But are they cows?
How many toes?
They've got 4 toes. We've established this.
4 toes, yeah.
But is it 4 toes per feet?
How many fingers?
We haven't established whether that's per foot or in total, and not.
Are they all wearing shoes just to make it difficult?
Sure.
And that way we'll never know.
Have they heard of Neelam's Grove?
Heard.
I'd like to point out that we do know if they have 4 toes on each foot or not, because we saw the footprint.
Yeah, shoe print,
Your
mate.
characters know. Your characters know.
Yeah.
Never have to do it that way round.
Yeah, exactly. This is actually the first time that might be true.
This is character knowledge that you as players do not have.
They have 4 toes per foot.
No, I disagree.
Well, it's canon now. I've said it.
No, I'm going to start a cult about the opposite.
Yeah, when you ask if they've ever heard of Needham's Grove, they actually they do. They've heard of it. They did have to move from there some time ago.
Move.
Thank you. No, right, so this is terrible. Yes, they do recognise Needham's Grove. Yes. In fact, as you say it, it's almost the first time they pay attention to you, I guess, directly to you. Almost this is actually an engaging conversation rather than this. Previously, it's quite transactional. You ask a question, they answered, and that was it. There was no interest in them to continue the conversation nor to ask you. When you mentioned Needham's Grove, this is a point of interest. They respond. They reply with details. Neelam's Grove is. They tell you Neelam's Grove is that's the starting point. That is the home of the forest of all forests. It's Neelam's Grove is where the first acorn took root below the ground. It's the source of all the forests across Thentos. Every seed of every tree came from the first tree that grew in Neelam's Grove. Neelam's Grove is where their people are at home and always have been. They are, considering how they've been previously in this conversation, they are borderline passionate as they speak about Neelam's Grove. This is in the same manner that you would speak of where you have just previously visited, Arthur. That is how they speak of Neelam's Grove. It is clearly a place of high importance to them.
Carl's going to tell them that we've just been to Neelam's Grove, and he's going to tell them fairly bluntly that there aren't furbolgs there anymore.
This comes as no surprise. They confirm you are correct. There are no furbolgs in Neelam's Grove. For some time, furbolgs have been transient creatures. They tell you that their whole race, all tribes of furbolgs for some time now, they have been in a permanent state of movement and of seeking refuge or seeking escape from being hunted.
So they were hunted. So were any of these actual furbolg, have they ever been in Neelam's Grove?
All of them, all of the furbolgs in this camp, all look to be adults. There doesn't seem to be any sort of young or childlike ones that you can see. All of them, you're told, all of them originated in Neelam's Grove.
And now ask, so when they were there, did they ever meet any humans, specifically a woman called Caristiona?
That name doesn't register anything, but they tell you they've encountered many humans in the past. They've found humans to be quite mostly agreeable people. They tell you they were able to look after and care for a lot of the humans that came into their contact. The choice of wording as they sort of speak about this, there's almost a sense of responsibility and the way they talk about it. They tell you that they admire humans that they've come in contact with. There have been some that were less accepting of their gifts in the past, but in general they've always found humans to be quite agreeable, quite good-natured people.
So do you know a cure for the blight?
The words that the blight doesn't seem to register anything, but they tell you, you're told if there is some kind of sickness or curse that is upon you, then that is something that they could likely help with. They tell you that they specialize in healing and cleansing, and they actually tell you the choice of words is that is their purpose. Furbolgs are they exist to heal and to cleanse.
So I then put my arm on Carl and say, "Could you cleanse his anger?"
And for the first time, you almost get a smile out of one of the furbolgs as you say this. And this furbolg, this is the elder looking feminine furbolg. She looks over in Carl's direction, and for the first time, you actually get a kind of a characterful, almost playful response. She looks over and she says, "That would be beyond even their healing."
Do I know what Needham's Grove is?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I wasn't sure how. I couldn't remember how widespread it was. I thought it was widespread enough. But I couldn't
Oh
remember.
yeah. Absolutely. It's yeah.
Oh right, because Needham's Grove is the name of the whole forest, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. For some reason, I'm thinking Needham's Grove was like a part of the forest.
The name would certainly suggest that, but yeah.
Yes, it was just a tiny part of the forest. A small grove.
Indeed.
Well, I'd suggest it's probably because at one point it was quite a small, tiny little grove, and then it grew.
Many years ago.
Hmm. I
Who's
mean, if
Needham?
the furbolgs are talking about it and they know it, they're like an ancient people, right?
I'm going to ask them if they know who Needham is.
Who Neelam is?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you get this really matter-of-fact response. Bearing in mind the idea, Neelam's Grove is known to all of you. All of you know it by name, except maybe for Artir, I suppose. But anyone that has spent time in Austria at all would know Neelam's Grove by name. But there is no kind of like accepted history of that name. There's no sort of real reasoning for it. It's just that's what it's called. That's what like it's been called over the centuries and thousands of years. But yeah, they tell you quite matter-of-factly. Neelam was the name given to the creature that first sparked life, that started the forest, that the creature which itself ended up becoming the first tree. The first tree, not just the first tree in that forest, the first tree on this world. That creature, it was called Neelam.
Is that their belief? Was that, or is it? Was this? Because I say that we've never heard that story before.
Belief. Our people were there.
Oh, these fuckers are old. Knew it.
I'll ask how they are.
And they as individuals, they tell you there's sort of a mix of ages. Their group sort of seems to age anywhere between around sort of 40 to around about 130 years.
They're younger than Alwyn.
Yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
guessing I've still got it on me. Can I pull out that bit of paper that's got the giant writing on it?
Yeah.
It's all muddy and stuff, and I pass it to this and go, look at this. The mud on it is actually from your home.
And as you do, they actually, a few of them sort of reach forward and they put their hands to the markings and to the sort of bits of mud on the parchment itself. And again, you can just see from the way they sort of react to this and handle it. This is just even touching soil, dried mud from within Neelam's Grove is clearly something of quite importance to them. There's almost like a sense of trying to think of a good word. I can't think of the word for it. It's clearly this brings them some kind of comfort. I guess comfort would be a good descriptor.
You can keep that. I've learnt giant now.
They seem most grateful.
got some holy dirt.
Holy dirt. I'm guessing we're going to have a proper sleep before we go hunting the orcs in the morning, right?
I mean, I assume that's. I mean, it's what? It's half
one?
one, right?
Yeah.
We literally just woke up about an hour and a bit ago, right?
You did.
Oh wait, no, we rested and then we travelled for a bit.
Yeah,
didn't we?
you've been away about 3 or 4 hours. Yeah.
Okay.
I would carry on hunting orcs.
I mean, yeah, I have significantly less at my disposal after that because it got a bit squeaky bum time, so I went all in. But
I'm fine
I'm
with
up
this,
for
but
it.
how are you hunting in the dark for Carl and
Not good.
Nix?
Not good. Well, but then I mean, we can wait 4 hours until dawn.
I get a long rest on that.
Yeah, it's right for some, isn't it? Well, I don't need a long rest, so
Elves have more of a meditative rest, anyway, don't they, Sam?
Yeah.
So I can meditate for 4 hours until we go back hunting out orcs.
can't the three of you sleep in shifts, Otto? Or all sleep at the same time and get, Well, yeah, I mean, I think we should. I think we should get on and we got to find these orcs. Blundering around in the dark is probably not a good idea. I say we wait till the sun starts to come up and then
Yeah.
head into the forest. But if stupid magic users want to long rest, I'm not going to put up too much of an argument.
This stupid badge user will take the long rest.
If stupid magic users want an 8-hour long rest, I'm not going to put up an argument.
I guess, yeah, so whether you guys want a 4-hour stop here or an 8-hour stop.
I mean,
I'm happy with the 4, to be honest.
I would like 8 because I'd like all my stuff back, but at the same time, I have got stuff, so it's not going to kill me to go. The only thing I'm really missing is two spell slots and my angel wings. So
I'm missing a couple of spell slots, but my main thinking actually is, if we stay 8 hours, that is then 10 o'clock in the morning, roughly.
yeah,
Which is light, and we really want to be traversing a forest in the middle of the night in the pitch black.
well, if we give it 5 hours, it's what 7 o'clock. 4 hours
Yeah,
ago,
we might
it's
as well
6
get a good
o'clock in
night's
the
sleep
morning.
then.
Well, it's 2 in the morning now.
You know, we possibly catch them whilst they're getting ready in the morning if we get them at 7 o'clock. If we wait until 10, 11 o'clock, they're up and about already.
Sure.
I don't know. Yeah, I think we need to find them first before we decide
Mm.
what we're going to do. But I think we rest here until it's light.
I think so. Just rest until the sun starts to come up, and if that's enough time for Elwyn to have a little bit of a trance, that's great. You know.
That's fair. Elwyn, yeah, you can take a long rest then. You excuse me. As you sort of obviously as you're around the camp again, any attempts to converse met openly, but again, no one really seeks to speak to you. But yeah, by the time Elwyn has completed his trance, it's early morning. It's just come up to 6 a.m. Yeah, I guess if there's anything you guys want to do, or you're planning to leave, slaughter them all, I don't know.
Do they know where the orcs are?
The orcs, they tell you the orcs, they're all over this forest. The forest is teeming with them. And their numbers have been increasing as they've been searching for the furbolgs. They tell you that you don't have to go far in any one direction to encounter the orcs, but where they are based, they are not certain. But anytime they have made camp, it's never been more than a day or two at most before they have had to move on themselves again. they tell you this forest it's not all that large, but furbolgs, they tell you that forest is their habitat. They don't like living outside of tree cover, so they've been kind of taking as much time as they can to try and last out in this forest. But they do show a little bit of concern that the growing numbers of the orcs in which not just in the area but outright searching for them and hunting them is kind of growing their concern that they may soon have to leave this particular forest and find a new one. They do also mention the ogres, the Black Sun ogres that you encountered. They tell you about those fierce creatures. They are some kind of arcane magic within them. They tell you that they are capable of withdrawing life and taking it from you. And if they so wish, it's almost as if they can expel that same life force back out at you in a negative, overpowering way. Artuir, this would ring true to a experience you had.
They do that when they die, or
It seems like they're unsure. They seem to have some kind of ability to the same life they take from what's around them. They can expel it, but they don't seem. They seem uncertain on the finer details of how that works.
Okay, so every time he was doing his stupid fucking, he was building up his death explosion. What a bastard! Let's go kill them.
certainly has killed some stuff.
Can you sense the one with the darkest aura?
You're asking the furbolgs this?
Yeah.
The elder feminine furbolg, she tells you they don't need to sense the one with the darkest aura. The orc that walks this forest with the darkest aura has darkness hanging off of his very soul. The darkest of darkness. His presence in the forest alone saps from the life of the forest, saps from the nature. The darkness which has a grasp on the soul of this particular orc. It's ancient and it's evil, and it swallows up all the light around it.
Yeah, which way's he? We want to go to him.
She does not know, but he comes to them. He comes to them regularly. He has a long sword, a shining, brilliant silver long sword, unlike any kind of metal they've seen before. Even in the darkness, it shines and reflects what little light there is. Any time they have been found or their camp has been located, he is never far. Where he is, they don't know, but if they were to guess where he will be, then this would be the area.
Oh, so if we wait here with you, you think he'll come to you?
He will come to us, but we will not wait for him.
No, but if we will.
No, we're better off finding him.
I feel like I agree with two on this one.
If they are hunting these guys, they will follow their trail. Therefore, if we wait on their trail, not with them, they can go. But we wait on their trail, they will come to us.
Would there be any chance you could leave some footprints around here and maybe some fur, and then disappear, and then we can lay traps for him?
They tell you furbolgs are very good at not being found and at cleaning up their tracks when needed. It's kind of become a necessity. The darkness that has itself wrapped around this creature's soul has hunted their people for as long as time itself.
So it would be a dead fucking giveaway if you left a load of tracks and stuff.
Yeah.
It would, and it would not be in their favour.
No, that's fine.
Also, would we, if we just wait somewhere and they come across us, then they've got the upper hand. Whereas if we
wait somewhere ready for them, we've got the upper hand.
Yeah?
Yeah, because they're walking around trying to find furbolgs, and they walk around and suddenly are finding all of us armed to the teeth, ready to go.
Well, I can see that. Let's find somewhere to go and trap them then.
I say if the furbolg's about to leave here, we've already got a semi-camp. We could just start setting traps up.
Find some nice spots to spring out from. And then also it means we don't have to go anywhere. It actually gives us a chance to sit down and have that little bit extra time to maybe hit a long rest. Because if we're going for the big guy, having everything at our disposal would be helpful.
Okay.
That's my... I mean, I don't want to force anyone to do anything they're not comfortable with. So that is my opinion, and people can decide what it is they want to do.
3 heads of
I
bet.
agree.
Go for it.
Yeah. So you guys are planning to stay here essentially, even once the furbolgs choose to move on, yeah?
Yeah,
Yep.
we're going to start building traps now.
Okay.
That's what Elwyn will spend the day doing.
That seems cool. In that case, well, I'll give everybody a long rest in that case. And anybody that wishes to partake in preparation, I guess, of traps, defenses, anything that you are planning, can make a survival check.
Pepper's just going to be hidden somewhere.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
The warg is also not going to help with survival.
Oh, John,
check.
you're a city boy.
Well, I've never been in the forest for my life, so
Are the furbolgs are departing? Are they? They are leaving.
Yeah, they do tell you that if you're they don't seem bothered by your plan, but if your plan is to stay here and wait out for the orcs' arrival, they do not want to be there.
They
but
seemed sorry, go ahead.
No, go. You-
They seemed quite interested by the Lathander symbolism and things like that, right? Originally.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if they are packing up and beginning to go, I will lead a prayer in the name of Lathander to watch out over them and to guide them on their travel, in an attempt to make them feel a little happier and to thank them for the hospitality.
Nice. Yeah. You do that, and they seem most grateful. They take part in the prayer and sort of stand with you as this happens. One of the this elder feminine furbolg, she speaks to you afterwards. And she tells you your new gods, they were one of the best things that ever happened to this world. Their arrival ushered great positive change. And she stops for a moment, and she speaks out again, and again, this is what one of the first, if not the first time, a question has been asked of you instead of you're sort of leading the conversation, asking the questions. And she asks you, follower of Lathander, what do you know of the deities from before the arrival of your new gods?
We've learned a lot in the last couple of weeks. I personally knew not a lot before then, but we believe there is a lot going on currently involving the, as our people call them, the old gods. Why do you ask?
Your group, they're all followers of the gods, such as yourself.
Maybe not in such clear terms as myself, but
I'm indifferent to them.
they work in the best interests of them, perhaps without even knowing it.
Their ignorance is unfortunate.
Agreed.
Oh, we are not ignorant.
You shut up. I was doing a prayer. You wouldn't be anywhere near me.
If you knew the way the Pantheon before this treated this world and its people, then you would be most grateful for what you have now. The gods you have may be imperfect, but they stand protecting over imperfect people, just like yourselves. The darkness that has its hands deep inside the soul of the orc you look for, it's old and it's ancient, it's cold, it's evil, and she actually stops herself. It's not even evil. It's worse than that. You may have petty squabbles and disagreements with the gods you have now, but you should be grateful for what they did.
Artwood just bows his head. No. This is some fucking wisdom being laid down. You boys better listen.
What was that?
Don't you
think
worry, mate.
the,
You go back to your traps.
I think the herd were telling us how nice the farmer is.
She tells you one last thing as well. She tells you the creature, this orc you seek, is transformed. This is no normal orc anymore. It's more powerful than that. Something dark has consumed whatever was originally in that body. Whatever controls the body, the flesh of that orc, is not the same orc as the day it was born, or as the day it encountered and allowed whatever darkness it is that has its hold.
All orcs are evil. It's okay.
However you may feel about orcs or any other creature, they are all part of nature, just like yourself. And even as they hunt us, I cannot help but feel sorrow that the creature that was once inside of that vessel has been lost to this darkness.
Do you think if we were to sever its connection, its direct connection to that link that it has with that dark power, that it would return to its natural state.
There's no way of us knowing. Our people, were put on Thentos, on this world, to heal it and to help it grow and to improve and to be the best it could be. But there is some darkness that even we cannot truly remove. Any creature that has given itself over to this kind of power, I fear it is a point of no return.
You hear that, Carl? Any creature. Z's fucked.
We'll see.
She turns, and again, pretty rare they've asked questions of you, but this seems to pique her interest again. You knew this creature before?
Not this one. Someone else who's also been held under the influence of this evil that we are choosing to not name.
And that's it. For the very first time since you encountered the first Furbolg, the whole, close to 12 hours you've spent in this camp now, for the very first time there is a visible reaction to what you say. For the first time, something you say is of great important and interest and fear, maybe, in them, as you mention somebody else being under this control situation. She turns straight back away from Carl to you, Arthur. Haralfos has another.
Oh, so we are allowed to use the name. Yes. Unfortunately, there is at least one other under their control.
A friend of yours?
Not of mine, of theirs. And I point to Carl and Elwyn.
And she turns again, spins straight round back to you two. Your friend. How long since they succumbed to this?
Month, I think.
It's 2 or 3 weeks at least, yeah. And they have visited him.
We saw the shell that's trapped him. Oh God, time is wibbly wobbly. 2 days ago.
But if I'm understanding that question correctly, no, we don't believe that Z has been to visit Harathos.
Is Haralfos hunting you?
Haralfos has hunted us for the existence, the entire history of this world. Your friend is long gone, and there is no way of overstating the importance. Your friend, what is left of your friend, what you identify as your friend, cannot be allowed to come face to face with Harathos. That is how its grip got inside of this orc. With more of them, the more souls he can consume and control, the closer he becomes to killing every one of the new gods and everyone on this world.
And how do we keep him away from Harathos?
She goes back. She goes quiet again for a moment, and she then looks at the great sword on your back, Carl. She gestures towards it, and then she turns to Nyx, and she points at the firearm holstered on Nyx's belt. She turns and looks at John wearing what to a non-combatant is basically a weapon. This man-made piece of equipment. And she turns back to you, Carl, and she tells you the same way your kind have always dealt with their problems.
We'll kill the Uniter. We're going to save Z.
She sort of listens. She listens to you and takes it in, and then she nods. She nods slowly at you, Carl, and she turns back to you, Arthur. And she reaches out and places her hand onto your armor, onto the symbol Lathander, and she smiles. She says, "Your God is not my God. We were here. Our people were here before your gods arrived. But their presence brings us great comfort and happiness. They mean for life to flourish, and that is what we seek for. Your friend that you travel with, he is on a road to disappointment.
I know what has to be done. I hope when the time comes, he will understand. I thank you for your counsel and wise words. I truly wish you the safest of journeys onwards from here, and I really hope that we run into each other once again.
She turns back, and she none of this is like, she said this in front of you, Carl. None of this has been secretive. She turns back and she looks at you, and she steps forward and she reaches out with her two hands and takes your hand and holds your hand, Carl.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks into your eyes, and she says to you, there are many things we can heal, many illnesses, many injuries, but when someone's heart, when their soul has lost something so dear to them, that's the kind of wound that can never be closed. What matters, what truly matters, is that you find a way to function and to live with that injury without letting it consume you. And that is a path I am unsure you are capable of walking, but I hope to be proven wrong.
Sometimes the secret is just not to accept the loss.
She lets go of your hand, and she turns to the whole group, and she just smiles and nods at each of you, and turns and starts leaving with the rest of this group of furbolgs. Is there anything you guys want to do in your other than prepping for your I don't know, Home Alone style invasion, I guess?
I want to raise the question to everybody. Excuse me, sorry. Do you think we can actually beat this guy?
Yep.
Given what we know.
Yeah, without doubt.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
No, I'm not so sure.
What's our other options?
It doesn't matter. Well, maybe it does matter.
I think we can do it.
I feel like we couldn't beat Z.
I don't think we have a choice, right? Because either we beat him, or or Harathos has a ring, and we need to make sure Harathos doesn't have as many rings as possible.
Harathos already has a ring. Well, I suppose not. If we beat this guy.
Exactly, that's what I mean. This is, he'll have some of Harathos's power, but I don't feel like orcs. They're not known for their magical prowess, right?
No, not at all.
They're known for being kind of barbaric fighters.
They're brutes, yeah.
Yeah. So I
Savages.
feel in my head, my brain wants to say someone like Z has got incredibly strong powers from this bargain or pact or whatever from Harathos, because they themselves were capable of magic and very capable in that brain. So they were given that ability of magic because of it. This Kulga was a brute, is a brute. So it would logically state there'd be no sensible, Harathos would be stupid to give them high power magic to wield because they wouldn't know what to do with it. So instead they make them very, very strong and physically capable, but physically capable can be beaten.
It's our first step to taking Z down.
It
Getting
seems
the
out of the two, out of the Uniter and Kulga, this is the easier option for us, and it gives us another arrow in our quiver when we eventually have to face the Uniter.
I agree, but why do we have to fight this guy right now?
Z's coming here, right? We decided.
Yeah, but what I'm worried about is the fact that we're rushing into a combat that's going to be very, very hard.
I feel like getting it now than while he's got more allies with him. And the fact that we've got the surprise that they don't know we're coming will also be to our advantage.
I agree, and I worry that if we leave it another day or two, Z arrives in Jakresh, and then Kulgar has backup and is unkillable. Currently, there is no Uniter to back him up. I don't know. I feel like we can come into this situation with the upper hand because we can come into it as an ambush. That he doesn't know what he's expecting because he's never run into us before. I think this is probably going to be the best chance we get. Sam, question.
Yep.
Would I know at this point, bearing in mind we fought against some orcs, humanoids, or something else?
They are humanoids, yeah.
Okay. and we are led to believe Kulga is just an orc that's fucking been hitting the gym.
Yeah, I mean
The-
he is an orc. Yeah, he is.
The gym of the old gods, you know.
Yeah.
Carl,
Mm-hmm.
you have some magic ability, right?
Yeah, I've got. Yeah.
How far does your magic ability stretch? Like, how much power have you got?
Very little. I
So
can do some tricks. Oh,
I'm-
reminds me.
I was trying to, without say it, but you don't have second level spells, do you?
No.
No, okay. John, do you have access to spells that will restrain someone, like hold person?
I don't have it prepared. It's
I mean,
something
we're at the end of a long rest right now, is what I'm thinking. So we should
what level,
probably
what
make sure we've
level is
got
whole person?
second
Second level.
hold person, because it only works on humanoids, but it paralyzes them if they fail a
No.
wisdom save.
I cannot whole person.
Okay. Yeah.
In an ambush, we absolutely annihilated orcs.
Yeah.
But
And this guy is the king of all orcs. He'll be fucking massive. But
Well, we might have annihilated them, but I think if we were to fight one half drow, we would annihilate that person as well.
well,
Yet we wouldn't stand even a chance. Not even not even a quarter of a chance, tenth of a chance against.
I think without the charm, I think we can take the Uniter.
I think so too.
The the problem is the charm.
The problem is that as soon as we went to fight him, half of us at least will be under a charm effect. We need something. We need some kind of magic item or equipment that is going to protect our minds from being controlled. That's what we need.
Maybe a ring.
Something like, I'm sure I've read about these things before in texts at the Citadel. There's rings that will shield your mind from like divination magic, so stop people from using like scrying spells on you. I'm sure with the right skill set someone could make something similar that protected you from charm effects. I don't think we need to worry about that currently because there's certainly no magical enchanters in this forest.
Little girl's wearing a ring of Corin.
Kuga is wearing a ring of Corin, which we know from a couple of things ago, it gives them the ability to dominate person.
It does
Gives them the
indeed.
ability to survive a lethal blow if they want to. Cause people to do things they might not want to. See through illusions. It also changes its form or appearance. Now, the ring, when we saw it before, was it a silvery colour?
It was a slightly green metal.
So it wouldn't match the colour of what we've just had described to us as the bright, shining silver of Kulga's longsword. It's not the same metal. At which point, they have the sword, which is apparently very good, and a ring. Now, my thought process was, if we can get something like Hold Person to land on Kulga, he's paralysed for however long, and we just try and cut the hand off that has the ring attached.
I agree with cutting the hand off.
Who can whole person though?
Me,
Yeah.
I've got 6 attempts at it.
I forgot you weren't wizard for a second.
And what does he have to do to resist it?
It's a wisdom saving throw, DC 15.
If we can do this at the right time, I think I can distract him.
Oh shit! Yeah,
Make
you need
him
to roll
fail.
2 more. You need to roll 2 more portent rolls. Did you do it already?
I've done that.
Yeah.
I think I can help.
Oh,
that.
how does that interact with legendary resistances?
Don't legendary resistance automatically resist.
I think legendary resistance is
If
just
you
half.
fail a
I
if you
don't wanna
fail
do
a
that.
saving throw, you can choose to succeed instead.
Well, worry about that
They
a bit
only
later.
have so many.
I'm not. What if it's us versus him? I'm not that worried.
If it's
I'm
us versus him and
worried.
6 orcs and
6 orcs
ogres,
again. 6
I'm
orcs. Not worried. Those Black Sun ogres.
They pack a punch.
We very nearly died.
You very
Yeah,
nearly
I
died.
took no damage. I had loads of no backup.
I
But
think
that they almost killed 3 of us, and they only physically hit 1 of us.
I don't think there is much of an issue. I think we need to maybe be a bit more tactical with how we approach them.
I
And
put my big creature
you
there
need
to
to
take the
you
damage.
need to stay near me, Carl.
Okay.
Because if you get a big hit, I can help you. I can heal you back up again on my turn. But if you're not near me, I can't help you because I can't move around to get to you as easily.
Well, I mean,
If
the
we know
hits.
it's going to be a big damage one, I will go less damagey and I'll just transform into my more healy spec and I'll just
So
pull
say
out
you've got your
action.
is it chalice?
Yeah, and
Chalice form.
I'll just throw bonus action heal every turn.
Mm.
I mean, if we're, I've got a potion of speed and a potion of haste. No, I haven't. That's the same thing. Potion of speed and a potion of growth.
Potion of growth is awesome. Potion of speed is awesome.
If
Potion of speed is incredible because you get the benefits of haste without worrying about dropping concentration on it.
I very nearly drank the potion of growth before the last combat. As it turns out, it would have been a waste. But if we're facing anything more than that, then at least one of those.
I can't even remember where we got those potions from now.
I think we got them from the shop. Or was that from... No, I don't know.
God knows, but I didn't realise we had those in our arsenal as well. That's pretty handy.
It's only handy if we're alive to drink them, and if we don't die immediately afterwards. Your haste has been more risky than...
Yeah, but that
potion
removes the risk.
Yeah, that is true.
You get 10 straight turns of being fucking awesome.
What will enlarge do to damage?
You get to add a D4 to your strength-based damage rolls, I think it is. I think that's right.
That doesn't sound worth it, but...
Something like that.
Yeah, that doesn't sound as awful. That doesn't sound as awesome as the potion of speed, but...
Potion of speed is very, very cool.
What's the plan?
I guess set traps.
That's what I feel like Elwin's doing.
Elwin's been setting traps, yeah.
This whole time.
I made a survival check ages ago.
I hope mine was so good you're going to see Nix accidentally walk on one of them.
That was pretty good.
See Nix hung up upside down.
I mean, are we literally just going to hang around in hiding in a clearing and hope? I mean, what's going to make them come in? A small fire?
I think they're following the scent.
Yeah.
So I think they'll just come through. and we just wait until we see the big guy.
You can be our scout, Carl.
Well, we're not scouting because we're waiting for them.
No,
I can
you've
I can be
got.
the bait.
You got a bird, right?
Oh, I've got a bird.
So you can stay here, and you can every now and then just have a look around,
Have the bird do a perimeter
Okay.
circle around, see if it sees him.
and you can just be next to one of us, and then we've got
Stick
that.
next,
So in
stick
which
next
case,
to me.
what we could do with is a space with some trees and other stuff for the missile guys to hide behind, and something
We've got
for the
here,
rest
right?
of us to jump out at.
I'll dig myself in a little alcove here and make space for Carl to come and sit, like, next to me.
This isn't where you are, but yeah, I get your point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, we can do that. I will spend a minute, 10 minutes, however long it is, to summon James.
Mhm.
Which I can just do by dragging on the map. That's cool.
Buddy.
Yeah, so if we find an area to set up an ambush and we're all gonna dig ourselves in or get ready to, and
Weren't we doing it where the Furbergs were staying because of it had their
Yeah.
scent, which meant they would go through there.
I believe that was the plan. And James will fly around looking for just in a circle around us.
Yeah, that's cool.
And as soon as you get a thing, I'll start putting up my magical snares at the entrance of where they would come up. Actually, they've got an 8-hour time on them. So I could even have some of them down already.
I also could put up a magical snare. In fact, technically, I could put up 3.
Yeah, I could put up 8, I think.
But
that's a bit extreme.
I mean, I'm not sure if there's more than about 4 of them. I'm not sure how useful it'll be.
Yeah. But the fact that that last one, that one hole,
that helps.
basically taken out of the fight.
Okay.
It does also use up 25 foot of rope every time.
Sort of towards the back of like the, I guess, ambush area, but quite near the road, so that I can fire a lightning bolt essentially down the middle of the road.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, to be fair, if we're making snares, I've already made handmade ones, so we don't really need magic ones.
You might find your handmade ones don't work as well.
Alright. I'll do
those magic ones were very effective.
Do some of each.
Cool. Yeah, you guys can spend some time creating an ambush situation, etc. You spend some time setting it up, agreeing this plan amongst yourselves, etc. You sort of spend a few hours sort of preparing stuff, getting everything ready. It's coming sort of late afternoon. As James flies back through a part of the forest, lands up onto your shoulder, Carl, and is able to let you know there are orcs coming from the east. There's a lot of orcs coming.
Can you say how far away they are at the moment?
You've got about 10 minutes. And that is where we'll end the session. We'll pick it up next week. I believe that you can see through the owl, or you just...
I can see through his eyes up to a number of feet, 300 feet or 100 feet or something. It's definitely a number of feet.
That's fine.
Spellbook.
You can see the number of orcs heading in your direction is what could best be described as a war band.
Okay, 2 hands. give us a rough. How many football teams worth?
How many fingers do you have on a hand?
I have
Depends if you're a
5
furbog or not.
currently. Yeah, currently 5.
5 or 6 hands.
Ooh.
Yeah,
But it's
I
fine.
will
We'll resolve that next time.
I will relay this information, and everyone can think about that for this week.
Yeah, we'll pick that up
Excellent.
next session. And we'll see whether you were right to choose to stay or whether to flee was the right choice. Who knows?
The answer was probably to flee.
I think
Well, it's fine. Sam's not gonna just kill
We've
us.
still got-
'Cause that'll
we've-
be no fun.
we've technically
Well,
still got
fun
time
for
to
him.
flee.
I specifically asked her, was there anything you wanted to, get done for the end of the campaign? And no one really answered, so I assumed you were done. So,
Well, to be fair, I considered trying to come up with something. Then when I sat down and thought about it, I was like, actually, Artuir's got very fucking little going on. To be honest with you,
Archer just wants to kill Z, right?
Artuir either wants to, kill Z or die gloriously in battle, and it doesn't actually really matter which one.
Or he just wants to kill some more orcs, which looks like he's gonna get his wish.
Yeah, if I get to kill 30 orcs, fuck it, this would be great.
Oh, I've put in Carl's request.
This is how I see Elwyn's death anyway, to be honest. In battle.
Me,
with orcs.
Artuir and Elwyn side by side, fighting against a never-ending army of orcs whilst the others flee.
If
like the
Elwyn's going to
winks
die
they
into
are.
crash, then that's how it's meant to be. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
Cool. I'm going to run because I dashed straight in from work and didn't get dinner, so I am absolutely starving.
Excellent. Thank
I mean,
you
I'd
very much,
suggest at that point you cook, not run, but
Yeah.
sure, you do you.
Hey.
Unless you're running to Kebab House, then you probably would want to run.
Oh,
Mm.
Jake. Right, I will catch you all
See you
at some
later.
point. See you later.
Alright.
Thank you very much. Good night.